Hey there! On today's video, I'm going to give you the latest developments on the FXR. There's something that happened that's pretty big, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Hey there, so I'm going to give you update number 2 on the FXR, but first let's give it a cold start. I haven't started this bike in almost a year, so let's see what happens. The battery should be good. Now the bike is very dirty. Not sure if the battery is good or not. Carbureted. Oh, I guess I need fuel. Shut the battery back off. Where is it? This is reserve in the middle, and that is on there. So that's on. Okay. Give it a little gas. Choke is on. Try it again. Boom! And I'll tell you, it's cold. I haven't started it since last year. It's dusty, dirty. But I got some updates for this bike. I know I just gave you an update last week, but I've had a change of heart with a few things. There's some things that have changed in just a week, in not even a week, in a few days. So I ordered the wheel bearings for this bike. I'm gonna get it running. I'm gonna be using it like this for a little bit. I'm probably gonna put the fairing on there, but my Vicla has taken a dump, and I have some lower end problems on the engine, which I thought at first might be the primary chain adjuster coming loose, but I took it apart and it is not that, and it has all the signs of lower end bearings, crankshaft bearings. So my belief is, and I'm not going to throw anybody, you know, I can't say either way whether it was, but I'm going to tell you what my belief is. I'm going to let this warm up. So I'll go in here where you can hear me. So, run out on an engine is very important. Now on that bike, on the Electroglide, I had a 7,000th run out, and I put a S&S cam plate and oil pump on that, and I called S&S and they said no. They said no way, 3,000 is max, and so you're way over. Do not use our cam plate or oil pump. It has to be almost perfect. This one here, I just had the cam plate done. I was working on my nephew's bike over the winter, and I could not do it because of time. So I sent it to his shop. I asked the guy what the runout was, and he told me that it was spot on. Really hard to believe on a Harley. But nevertheless, shut the choke off on that. But nevertheless, you know, what can I say? I had to believe him. He put the cam plate, he put a fueling cam plate, a fueling oil pump, and a fueling cam, 525. I've put probably, I don't know, let's see if I can tell you how many miles I put on it. It might have the history. That's the odometer. That can't be. Let's go through it again. $35.99. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't. It's possible I put that amount of miles since the cam plate. In Florida, I put 15. Over here, I don't think I put another 1,500. So it says 5,000, but I doubt it. I might be off by 1,000 miles. But there's definitely some lower end problem. Now, and everything I know about motorcycles and mechanics, if I'm not the one that's going to be doing that, it is best for me not to open that up and start investigating, because I would like to know why it happened. As you can imagine, I paid good money to put those parts in there, and I would like to know why this happened. So in taking it apart, a lot of times you will know. There's an O-ring that goes on the cam plate that is part of the oil system. If that O-ring is not put in properly, and this is well known, and any mechanic that works on these bikes will know that, but that is usually the culprit of problems of poor oil circulation. I've been checking my oil pressure gauge, because I have this right here, and it is usually at about 30. So it's really good, even at idle. So I don't know. So I have to get this bike fixed, and that's going to cost some money. I may go dark horse crank, so it's bulletproof. That's the only thing wrong with the bike, other than I would like to upgrade the paint. So where does that put this bike? Kind of on the back burner at the moment. So what I'm gonna do this week is, I ordered the wheel bearings 2 days ago. It should be here by tomorrow. And because the fairing that I bought for it, the FXRT, is black, I may just put it on there to dry fit it, so that when I'm ready to put, and also test ride it with that fairing, make sure nothing's coming loose and that everything's working properly, so that when I'm ready to tear this down and rebuild, that I know that that fairing is 100%. Engine wise, you can see it has 35,000 miles. Other than the wheel bearing right now, that is the only problem with this bike. So it does have a bad wheel bearing, but I'm going to take it on a little ride just to get the oil running and then store it. I'm just going to go up the block there just to get everything moving. It does have a bad wheel bearing, but I don't think it'll hurt it from here to the corner. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So the bike runs great, it pulls great. I mean, it has good power. Other than that wheel bearing, it's a joy to ride. It did make a little noise going out. So I will be addressing the axle adjuster, the belt tensioner, the belt tension, giving it a good wash. It's dusty, dirty. The bike calls attention. I mean, people really like it wherever I take it. I think that air filter is probably the #1 reason. I will say a lot of women don't like it. They say it looks too sinister. But it's got brand new tires. Michelin Cruise Tech, is it? Or Metzler? Metzler Cruise Tech. Well, I got the wheel bearings. Now, I will tell you, these wheel bearings are not packed. They're not the sealed wheel bearings. You have to grease these. You have to pack them. And let's see what we got here. Timken bearings. Timken brand bearings. They're the recommended brand for Harley. A lot of lower end bearings on your Harleys are Timken bearings. So I got those. I got both sides. Now I want to let you know, the other day when I was recording, this is the next day, the landscaping guy shows up, and I was so irritated by him that I just shut the camera off, because you guys know how it is, because you're watching the videos. You know, it doesn't bother me as much talking, but when I'm editing the video, all you hear is this in the background, and it's really annoying for you guys to watch that type of video. So I just shut the camera off. Anyway, and I figured I'd get back to it once he left. That guy took forever. And then I got busy with other things. Not sure if you saw the trike that I had here. There was a three-wheel scooter. It was a scooter trike, and it's from some guy at church. Anyway, I was able to get rid of that today. I was helping him out doing a few little things. Nothing major. That's been taken care of. I'm really happy about that. So a little bit more room. Not that I had it inside the garage, but just, you know, some of his stuff was inside. Now I got a big mess here, and my lights, that light is out, and yeah, I got a big mess with the bikes right now because I needed a little bit of room to work on this wheel bearing. Things are not properly set up in my garage. You guys know I always have a mess in my garage. You know, that's the way I work. I work and I just start throwing tools in one pile. And then what I do is when I finish, or before I start another project, I'll take all those tools, put them back where they go, and start the whole process all over. Now getting back to this bike is dirty, dusty. So as you know, those that have been following me on this know that I polished all the chrome, I polished the paint, I did a lot of work to that bike to make it look good. All it needs is a good wash. That is it, and that bike will pop. And of course change the wheel bearing out, which I'm gonna be doing that. If you haven't seen my license plate, there you have it, Evo FXR. And that is pretty much it on this bike. There's a short video just letting you know that I'm gonna be having this bike worked on, and that's gonna cost money, and I can't afford to do both at the same time. So this has to be done first. I need that bike to be running. The fairing for the FXR is right here. The FXR-T is in that box. I actually bought the bracket that goes here and here from a guy on Facebook. Guy was legit. I forget how much I paid. It wasn't a whole lot. He had probably 10 of them. Somebody asked him to make one, and he made 10 of them, and just went on the FXR fairings web group and posted it up there, and I bought one, and a bunch of other guys bought them. So it should be a pretty easy mount, being that you know, I have the right mount for it, and that's in that box. The other thing I'm gonna need for this bike is the headlight that goes on the FXRT fairing. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put, I am not gonna put an LP6 LP. I'm not spending that kind of money. You know, there's certain things that, yeah, you want to get the brand Thrashin, you know what I mean? There's certain things, but an LP6 light, I don't care if Joe Schmo makes it. I'm not gonna spend $800 on a headlight that's yellow. I'm just not gonna do it. So that's just me though. You guys go ahead and do it your way. For me, I'm not gonna spend that money on that one piece. Now, I spent the money on this filter, and you guys may say, what's the difference? Well, that filter is one of a kind. That's the difference for me. So for right now, I'm just gonna get this bike ready and use it. And this one, it's a shame, but there it is. It looks nice, and it runs like dookie. So that's where I'm at. Well, anyway, if this is your first time here, I do all types of videos here. I do gear review, parts installations. I do touring videos. I have a variety of bikes, as you can see. I got 3 Harleys. I got an old Honda here. I got a KTM. Few other bikes, Japanese, German. I just like motorcycles. It doesn't matter to me. So I do plan on taking a trip here in the next couple of weeks over to the Blue Ridge Mountains. We're gonna be riding through the mountains, Appalachia, the beautiful roads that part of the country has to offer. If you've never been, you're gonna wanna check those videos out. I'm gonna be getting the FXR running here. All I gotta do is put that wheel bearing. I'm gonna make a video of me installing the wheel bearings. It should be an easy process. Should be, if you know what I mean. Other than that, if this is your first time here, consider subscribing. I ride with a bunch of guys. We're always going somewhere. And I got a bunch of bikes, and they have a bunch of bikes. Most of my friends, I was noticing, most of them have 2 bikes. Most of my riding buddies. Not all, but most. Anyhow, you all take care. Watch out with the crazy people on the roads. And I will catch you on the next one. Adios.